This year, Europe's largest economy takes the helm in the midst of a yet unprecedented crisis at a crucial time for the EU's recovery efforts. All eyes are on Germany, which is expected to lead the recovery. On the 18th of June, Chancellor Angela Merkel presented to the Bundestag, the German parliament, her plans for the presidency of the EU Council, which Germany will hold until the 31st of December this year.
Die Pandemie hat offengelegt, wie fragil das europäische Projekt noch ist. Die ersten Reflexe, auch unsere eigenen, waren eher national und nicht durchgehend europäisch. Das war, so gut manche Gründe dafür auch gewesen sein mögen, vor allem unvernünftig.
This is Merkel's second Council presidency, her first being back in 2007. That year, Berlin faced a constitutional crisis. Already signed by member state leaders, the EU constitution had been blocked following referendums in France and the Netherlands. The 2007 German presidency brokered a compromise which became the Lisbon Treaty. What makes the German EU presidency so special? Every 6 months, a new member state is given the baton of the EU Council presidency and thus takes over the presidency of the Council of the European Union. The presidency drives forward legislative and political decisions. It also acts as a mediator between the member states as well as the Council and the other EU institutions. So far for the formal aspect. Because behind the scene, holding the EU Council presidency gives the member state the possibility to influence very substantially the European political agenda. And whoever sets the agenda can set priorities, can speed up certain dossiers and delay others. Germany should fix it. What are the impacts of COVID-19 on a German EU presidency? The outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic has forced Berlin to radically revise the priorities for its EU Council presidency.
Unsurprisingly, the number one priority will be European crisis response to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Our principal goal is to address this challenge in a well-coordinated way.
To that end, the German government supports a stronger coordination between member states around 3 pillars: knowledge sharing, health coordination, and fighting health-related disinformation. But the impacts of the coronavirus on the German presidency are, of course, far more reaching. During its presidency, Germany must react flexibly to the crisis and its economic and social repercussions, and yet continue to push forward important issues for the future. Indeed, expectations on Germany are high.
Naturalmente sarà una presidenza che si troverà al centro anche del piano di ricostruzione, con la necessità di dare un impulso all'Unione Europea e a rafforzarne le politiche. Noi siamo convinti che questa sia la stagione giusta.
The coronavirus pandemic also adds major organizational and logistical challenges. Germany is expected to lead highly sensitive negotiation rounds and reach compromises via video conferences. However, diplomats in Brussels explain these cannot replace face-to-face meetings because that's where the real negotiations take place and where they can be successful. The Foreign Office in Berlin is expecting a reduction of about 70% in the capacity for meetings that would normally be held in Brussels, while consultation and coordination processes within the Council are likely to remain significantly limited in the second half of 2020. What are Germany's priorities?
It's about overcoming the pandemic crisis. This is the top priority, which means crisis management, which means exit strategies that will well continue into the German presidency, and recovery. This is going to be the top priority.
Indeed, the German government will have the difficult task of successfully conducting the negotiation on the next EU budget, the MFF, and the Recovery Fund. In a letter the German government sent in May to the heads of the parliamentary groups at the European Parliament, Berlin said the negotiation on the MFF and the Recovery Fund will demand a great deal of attention. That's a remarkable diplomatic language to say that Berlin will have to convince all member states to support the Recovery Fund, in particular Austria, Sweden, Denmark and the Netherlands, also known as the Frugal Four. Brexit negotiation will also dominate the agenda. The EU and the UK have a very tight timetable to reach an agreement before the transition period ends on 31st of December. At present, the prospects of reaching an agreement seem slim. Another pillar is the promotion of the rule of law across Europe. Germany supports the European Commission's proposal to link the rule of law with the EU funds.
Angesichts der sehr, sehr großen Beträge, die seitens der Europäischen Union zur Verfügung gestellt werden sollen, dass die Gewährung von EU-Finanzmitteln stärker, verbindlicher verknüpft wird mit der zwingenden Einhaltung von rechtsstaatlichen Grundsätzen.
Climate policy, which includes the European Green Deal and the digital transformation, are also described as central issues. Germany's agenda for the EU presidency is heavy loaded. But when the most powerful country in the EU takes over the presidency in the midst of an unprecedented crisis, expectations are naturally very high. In other words, if the Germans cannot fix all this, who will?